make a list of all the things that went wrong that you wish you would have done differently. So next year, we're going to have a tech person, and we'll check all this out ahead of time. Okay, so this is going on the list. So, thank you, Malika Hall. I know Malika too many ways to explain it to you tonight. We're connected in a lot of different ways. So thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. It really means a lot to me and to the young people to be able to show our appreciation to you. And it took some effort on your part to dress up and put this on your calendar and make it a place to come. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Before I tell you my story, I would like to introduce the young people who are helping you enjoy your meal tonight. So if you folks could come over here in a line, and as I say your name, I'm going to have you just step forward so they know who you are. That includes all the beautiful people in the kitchen too. Go ahead, keep moving, keep moving. All right. Good job, good job. So this represents a very small percentage of the young people that I get to hang out with several nights a week. But first we have Kylie Denton. She actually just graduated. She's going to Schmeckle College right now. And we'll hold our applause till the end because we want to get to the good stuff. So Haley Yoder, senior in high school this year. But I think Haley and I will be doing a lot of events together in the future. And then Megan Ogle, right? Yes, Megan, she graduated this past summer and is also going to Shemeketa. And we have Decanty Renda. Decanty, are you a senior? Yes, Decanty's a senior this year as well. And then we have Brandon Hall, also a graduate. Boy, do I have stories about Brandon Hall. But those are for a different kind of party. Bridget Keaveney. She is a senior this year, and I've had the privilege of hanging out with her a couple days a week coming back from Linfield because she took a Linfield college course this past fall. Thank you, Bridget. And Jesse Kennedy. Jesse graduated 2012, and I don't know, he drives a really cool truck, but I don't know if he's going to school. Are you going to school? Schmeckle. Thank you. So, Fern Cochran. Fern is a sophomore. I don't want to insult you. Sophomore. You know, I'm doing really good to remember all this. I just want you to know. All right, so Fern Cochran, thank you. And Zach Monroe is a junior. Sophomore? Sophomore. He just got his license. He saved me. I'll just tell this quick story. We had a lot of kids that needed rides out here. Another little thing to go on the list of things to think about next year. So I had to get 10 youth, a drum set, all that equipment back there, down to here from Sheridan. So as I'm leaving my house, I said, Lord, I have to figure out how to get all those kids and all that equipment to Rock of Ages. So please help me. And I pulled into the church parking lot where we all met up, and there sat Zach with his big white truck. And his mom said yes, he could drive. So thank you. And I told Zach, you're an answer to my prayer. So Nathan Wrench. Nathan is a sophomore this year, right, Nathan?
Yeah.
All right, and I can't see who's part of the waves. Oh, Cammie May. Cammie May is a senior this year. Junior? Well, you look like a senior. And thank you, Cammie. And then Evan Byers. I think he's a freshman. That's my son. That's my son, Evan. And let me tell you, Evan and then Aaron Byers and darlings, you deserve a medal because they've had to put up with a lot of stress from their mother this week. And I am very, very grateful for everything they do, even though I am always complaining about what you don't do. So thank you so much for all your help this week. I really mean it. All right. Thanks, everybody. And Haley and Megan did the majority of the work of these lovely cookies that you see up here on the table. So Nite Court, most of you already know, we bake and sell cookies to try to raise money for our snowboarding trips and other things that we hope to do. And we would like everybody, even the married couples, we'd like you to, or the couples, take home a package of cookies. So that is our gift to you, to say thank you for all your help and to say thank you for coming out here tonight. So please, please take your cookies tonight. We'll try to remember to have someone at the door to hand them to too. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our program. And I have a story that I want to tell you. And Matt, I don't have a watch. Can you tell me what time it is? Okay, so I only want to take about 15 minutes. So can you be my timekeeper, please? Okay, but don't charge me your rate. So, Nite Court. We started out as a little small group of people. Nadine Stuck was on the board, and the librarian Tony Rose. And by the way, Nadine Stuck's daughter and grandson have been in the kitchen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them out here tonight because they kind of seem to like to do it behind the scenes, but that's her daughter and grandson in the kitchen who have cooked this fabulous meal. Some of the kids did the potatoes, and the young people did a lot of the work bringing the food together, but Kim and Mikey are in there making the show run very smoothly, so we'll get them out here. So, okay, so we started out as a really small group of people who just cared about youth and wanted to help bring activities that would help them stay occupied and make better choices in life. And that has evolved to where we are today. We established our nonprofit status in, I think it was about 2001 or so. So we are an official nonprofit organization. And we ran a program every Saturday night called Nite Court, which is where I got to meet the majority of these young people. They would come Saturday and play basketball, volleyball, and just hang out and socialize. And from there, they started to ask me if we could plan some snowboarding trips. And I said, that's going to be a lot of work. And they kept asking me, and I think they probably bugged me for about a year to plan snowboarding trips. And finally, 3 years ago, I said, all right, I'll do it, but here's the deal. You have to do the work. I am not doing the work. I was just starting back to school that year, and I said, you got to raise all the money, and it's going to be expensive. I really kind of tried to discourage them from doing it, but they said, no, we'll do it. We promise, Kathie, we'll do it. So about 8 youngsters showed up, had a meeting, put fundraising activities on the calendar every single weekend from Thanksgiving weekend to the end of January. And from November to March, they raised $8,000 to go snowboarding. $5,500 of that they earned by their own labor, selling things, washing cars, garage sales, you name it, and then $3,000 was donated. So that began really, I think, what is going to be a program that's going to grow even bigger. And we have big dreams for Links is the nonprofit, and Nite Court is the Saturday night program. So it can get confusing sometimes. So we hope to actually make this into a pretty big program. Links has 3 primary goals. And the first, obviously, is to provide positive opportunities for the kids to get out into the world. We really want them to see this big, beautiful world that God has created for them, and we want them to experience it and love it and enjoy it. So taking them to the mountain is hopefully just the beginning. We'd love to take them whitewater rafting, hiking, camping, we have big dreams for that, and a really big dream that I just have to believe is going to come true. And I don't have time to tell you the whole story, but I really feel like I was given a vision for a recreation center. And a lot of impossible things have happened as a foundation to that happening, that I truly believe it may take 10 years, but I truly believe that Sheridan is going to have a very nice recreation center for our young people someday. So that's a goal we're working towards. And second thing is we really would like to see our young people be more higher education minded. So we would really like to take them to sporting events or anything that happens on a college campus and try to at least expose them to that atmosphere. If they don't want to go, that's perfectly fine, but we'd like to at least give them the opportunity, and instead of telling them that it's impossible, we'd like to show them it is possible if that's what you choose to do. So that's the second goal that we have. And then our third goal are building their vocational skills, like this. Truly, one of the main functions of this evening is to expose the young people to a classy evening, to teach them how to cater to people, and just let them gain experience in being socializing. Not that they don't know how to socialize, but socializing in an atmosphere like this and waiting on people. So we also do some things where if somebody needs their car washed, then I get a phone call that says, "Hey Kathy, do you have a couple kids that can come wash my car?" And I'll donate $20 to Links, or I'll pay them $20. It doesn't really matter. It's however they choose to do it. So we try to, in the summertime, there's a lot of work available, bucking hay, pulling weeds. So we'd like to eventually build that program and have kind of like a mentor program where, say, the local mechanic maybe could take on a couple of young boys, bring them into his business and teach him how to fix up cars. And that's something they can learn, and a skill they can take with them into their adulthood. So, and then there was something else I was going to say. Oh, community service. So we believe that people have been so generous to us that it's important. I believe two things. First of all, I believe that it's okay to pay for things if you want to do something. So that's something I've really tried to talk to the young people about, is it's good to work for what you want. Don't always expect people to give you things for free. Things for free are nice, and you should always say thank you. But working for it is good too. So I believe strongly in working for what you want, but also giving back for the generosity that you have received. And so these young people, many of them here actually, we have planted trees along the riverbank in Sheridan to try to stop some erosion issues they were having. We've cleaned up we've done maintenance work at the city library. We've cleaned the city park, and we've washed people's cars. What else have we done? Clean the fish pond. Yeah, that was your favorite, right, Kylie? Yeah, that's right. A lot of people leave a lot of hooks and wire laying around at that pond. So, community service is a big thing, and these young people are great. It is not hard to get them out there at all. I've learned that if you give a young person an opportunity, they will do it, and they will do it well. And that's just been a real privilege for me to see. So here's my wrap up. I have a story that I like to tell because I think that it summarizes, even I really don't understand the power of this program, but there is something about it, and there's something about it that draws young people to it. And so I like to tell this story, and I'm sorry if you've already heard it before, but I think you'll still enjoy it. There was a young man, this was probably about 6 years ago, and he would come to my program. I'm going to go over 2 minutes, by the way, Matt, sorry. he would come to my program, and he had the most disrespectful attitude I probably had ever encountered. Well, at least for someone who kept coming back. So he would come every week. And this boy, first of all, he intimidated me. He had a look about him that I just thought, if I ever crossed him, he might hurt me. So he intimidated me a little bit, but he had the foulest mouth. And I would tell him, you can't cuss here. You just can't. My philosophy is, if you're going to talk to, the President of the United States, you're probably not going to ask him how are you, or, whatever other word you choose to use. You're going to have an intelligent conversation. So why use those words if you can't use it in an intelligent conversation? So that's my philosophy, and that's what I try to enforce at Nite Court. So this young man, one night, literally for 3 straight years, this was a battle. And I said, I'm going to start charging you $1 every time you say the F word. And he said, I don't care. I'll pay you the $1. He actually reached in his pocket and pulled out $1. And I was like, well, how do you deal with that? But one of the things that I can't explain, I seem to be really drawn to the most difficult children, and I seem to like the challenge of trying to draw out the better side of these people. So this kid, though, to tell you the truth, I just couldn't wait for him to be too old to come to the program. But he was like, you're a lost cause. I just need you to graduate and go away. So he did. He graduated. We break in the summer, and that September, the following September, in walks this young man. Now, I was prepared to kick him out because he didn't qualify, and he sure wasn't going to be a volunteer because he couldn't even follow the rules himself. So I said, what are you doing here? And he said, well, can I please come in? I promise I'll be good. I was like, you graduated. You don't even qualify. He said, please. He literally begged me. I mean, I couldn't believe I was dealing with the same person. I went from someone who was saying, I'll pay you $1, to please let me in the program. Said, okay, here's the deal. If I even think you're going to say a cuss word, you may not even say it, but if I think you said it, and if it looks like you said it, you are gone. And I was ready to kick him out. I mean, it's sad to say, but I kind of wanted him to fail so I could kick him out. But this young man came in that night. I let him in, and I laid down the line, and I said, and not only can you not talk this way yourself, but you have to enforce other people not talking this way. You're here as my volunteer, and you have to hold people to this higher standard. So, good luck, but you're gone. And I figured he'd last about 20 minutes. This young man ended up being my volunteer every single Saturday night for 4 years. And one time, he did say the S word when he was playing basketball because he did something wrong. But instead of, imagine this. This kid went from whatever to, he hit his leg and said, oh, and he looked at me, and I said, you know what? As long as you're trying that hard, then I'm willing to forgive you and let you keep coming here every Saturday night. So this young man came every Saturday night for 4 years. The only reason he left is he got a job working swing shift at the casino. And every time I see him, he's like, man, I wish I could still come, but I gotta work. So I love that story because there's just something about what we do that draws these young people. And I do believe we're making a difference in their lives. I do believe we're making them better people. And you all are a huge part of that. Truly, you are here tonight because you have supported us either financially or showed up and helped us with our activities. Or even I have invited some people who I feel are a strong moral support to me and have supported me in a way that allows me to do what I do. So I personally would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting this program and seeing value in it. And I look forward to hopefully having one of these dinners every year and being able to report some really, I wish you could know all the amazing things that happen as we all hang out together and do fun things together. But I'll just kind of give you a little story maybe each year. So I think that's all I wanted to say. So thank you very much, everybody. Of the evening is Miss, you did not forget, did you, Amory? Amory Cook. Another gorgeous voice. Come on up, Amory.